the shop that sold luck. In a quiet little town, where the streets were lined with cobblestones and the trees whispered in the wind, there existed a shop that no one could find unless they truly needed it. People spoke of it in hushed tones, calling it a place of magic and mystery. The sign above the door read, "The shop that sells luck. Open when you believe." Ollie was a young boy who often felt unlucky. Things never seemed to go his way. He would trip on the sidewalk, miss the bus, or forget his homework. Every evening, he would sit by his window, watching the rain and wishing that somehow luck would find him. One rainy day, as he wandered aimlessly through the streets, he noticed a warm light glowing in an alley he had never seen before. Drawn by curiosity, he followed the light and found a small, peculiar shop. It seemed ordinary from the outside, but the moment he stepped inside, the air smelled of cinnamon and old books, and a soft chime rang as the door closed behind him. Inside, the shop was like nothing Ollie had ever seen. Shelves were lined with tiny jars filled with sparkling dust, colorful stones, charms of all shapes and sizes, and little trinkets that shimmered with their own glow. Behind the counter stood an old man with twinkling eyes and a gentle smile. "Welcome, Ollie," the old man said as if he had been expecting him. "I see you are in need of a little luck." Ollie's eyes widened. You know my name? "And my luck," he stammered. The old man chuckled softly. "This shop is special. Only those who truly seek luck can find it. And those who find it are ready to learn that luck isn't bought with coins or candy. Luck comes from courage, kindness, and belief in oneself." Ollie looked around in awe. "So, I can get luck here?" "Not in the way you think," the man replied. "I can guide you to it, but the rest comes from you." He reached under the counter and handed Ollie 3 small tokens. The first was a shiny stone that gleamed in the light. "This is for courage," said the old man, "to remind you to take chances, even when you are afraid." The second was a golden feather. "This is for kindness, to remind you to help others, because luck often comes when we give rather than take." The third was a tiny glass star that sparkled like the night sky. "This is for belief, to remind you to trust yourself, for self-belief is the foundation of all luck." Ollie thanked the old man and carefully placed the tokens in his pocket. The rain had stopped outside, and the streets glistened like silver. He felt lighter, braver, and strangely excited, as if something wonderful were about to happen. The very next day, Ollie tried out for the school football team. Normally, he would have hesitated, nervous and unsure of himself. But he clutched the shiny stone and took a deep breath. He ran faster, kicked harder, and played with a joy and confidence he had never known. To his surprise, he made it onto the team. The following days, Ollie found himself noticing opportunities to help others. He helped a lost kitten find its way home, carried groceries for an elderly neighbor, and even comforted a friend who was feeling sad. Each time he acted with kindness, good things seemed to happen around him, and people smiled at him as if recognizing his inner light. One afternoon, during a class presentation, Ollie felt the familiar flutter of nervousness in his chest. He held the glass star in his hand and whispered to himself, "I can do this." And he did. He spoke clearly, confidently, and the entire class applauded. Ollie realized then that luck wasn't just about random good fortune. It was about creating the right moments through courage, kindness, and self-belief. Years passed, and Ollie grew into a confident young man. One day, he returned to the same street where he had found the mysterious shop, hoping to thank the old man who had changed his life. But when he reached the alley, the shop was gone. In its place was only a small note left in the window of an empty building. Written in neat, elegant handwriting were the words, "Luck is always inside you. Remember to share it." Ollie smiled, understanding at last. Luck had never been something he could hold or buy. It had always been inside him, waiting to be nurtured, shared, and acted upon. And from that day on, Ollie carried the lesson with him everywhere. True luck is created, not found, and when shared, it grows stronger than anyone can imagine. Moral: luck isn't something you buy or find. It's something you create through courage, kindness, and self-belief, and it becomes even stronger when shared with others.